Anyway, you may have noticed, but the lady I mentioned earlier is now right here, surrounded by zombies on top of a giant soccer ball. We'll just leave it at that. And what we need to do over here is grab the small chainsaw, because I'll be fucked if I'm using just this sword the whole time. I know there's been a lot of small chainsaw usage, and I'll try to keep it down for the bosses and such, but good lord, is this a great zombie clearing tool. And especially if you're right here, it would just be absolutely silly to ignore this thing. And here we go. So, I'm going to speed this up again. Maybe I'll slow it down when we actually get to Susan. But, yeah, I'm not making you watch the entire length of the time it took me to kill all these zombies in slow-mo. There's a lot of them. Then, on top of that, I couldn't figure out how to get on top of the freaking soccer ball for, like, ever. So I started doing all sorts of dumb stuff, like picking up these cubes, which work by, like, soccer balls, ironically. It's not really ironic, it's just weird. Then I tried throwing meat at her. Didn't work, but yes, you can climb on top of the soccer ball. Which, I don't know, I guess I just didn't do the first time I tried it for some reason. And apparently I'm her boy escort, but whatever. We grab Miss Susan's hand. Susan, grab my hand. Susan. There we go. And we can drag her over to the others. Now, this is where you get to see how incredibly not fun this section is. What I like to do is put a waypoint down, and since Leroy has a shotgun, he can guard the other guys. Or the other lady. And then I drag Gil's ass all the way to somewhere safe. In this case, we actually have the bathroom shortcut, which we've mentioned plenty of fucking times. But no zombies are pretty much ever in here. So what I can do then is hit the waypoint, and Leroy will fight his friggin' way over here with that shotgun. Hopefully doing some damage. No, apparently getting caught. And Susan, unfortunately, is... Oh, goddamn you. Susan, unfortunately, is one of those types where she will run in a little bit of a sprint and then get winded because she's old as sin. Susan? There we go. So, now that we have these three quote-unquote fellers, what I'm going to do is lock them here with a waypoint, and we have that other scoop at the bottom, a woman in distress, or despair, because I can read. Now, the woman in despair is Simone. She's over here in the CD store. Down there on the ground, I guess watching the zombies for some reason. Kind of creepy. And Miss Simone here, as you can tell, has been bitten. And then Frank says some BS about how you don't have to turn into a zombie when you're bitten. Even though he is basically lying to this poor girl, but whatever. Simone's a pretty interesting survivor. We'll see a little bit more of her later. But, yeah. Frank continues to lie to her. She agrees. And then we drag Simone all the way back. Now, Simone's already going to head towards that waypoint, so I'm just going to escort her a little bit. Hopefully it won't be too bad. And as you can see, I tried breaking that glass because she seemed to be stuck on wanting to go through there, but she was not for some reason. And hopefully she'll get here in a second. There we go. Now, what we can do again is leave that waypoint on the floor. Then we bring Gil all the way... Oh, God. That was a lot of zombies. Oh, you know what I tried to do is I tried to use the follow command and hopefully let Leroy sort of clear everything. So then I sent the two over here. Pull Gil and drag his ass over there. And then again, do the same thing for poor Miss Susan. Now, the downside to all this is, as you can see, the jamming device scoop is really short. If you try to do this and do it wrong, you can easily end up losing your case here, and then that either... I don't know if you've ever seen it, because I'm not sure I've showed it off, but if you lose a scoop like that, you actually... it actually ends your game well, it says the truth will never be found, kind of all Morrowindy when you kill someone. And then basically you have the opportunity to start over a new save, just either let it play out from there and you'll never see the true ending, or you can start over from the beginning. So, whatever. And here they do the nice little stacking on top of each other thing, but we have two people who we can actually grab, so it makes it a little bit easier. Gil, of course, takes his sweet time getting up there. And then we're done. Not too bad, actually. Plus a lot of PP for that run, but I don't have time to waste, so here we go.
As soon as Brad gets his hands on that terrorist, I guess it'll be case closed, huh?
Oh. You know of anything else he could be planning?
No. Nothing but the bombs. He's got his computer hidden away. I'm sure there's plenty of information on it.
Can you take me there? To his hideout?
Leave it to me.
So from here we get another really short section where we have to escort Isabella, and again there's another short scoop time limit on it. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to start that this time. We'll actually do that next week. And excuse me while I save real quick. And then, of course, you know, actually I don't want to start it from here. So, excuse me real quick, and I'm going to go save from the stereotypical spot, because I don't know about you, but it bugs me if Frank doesn't get a good night's rest. Alright guys, see you next week when we have a whole bunch more action. Adios.